All right, hey everybody, Craig here. Just getting set for the live stream. Waiting for people to trickle in. You know how it goes, and so as you come in, maybe if you're watching this later, maybe skip ahead a few minutes. We're gonna really get going once we've got a few people logged in. But for now, we're gonna talk a little bit about just streaming in general, and then we're gonna get to the Disney Plus stuff in just a moment. So. As we trickle in, or as we wait for people, I guess I'll go ahead and put a little comment on here. Um, okay, so that'll get people chatting about that as we get started here. So there is a lot to go over as we uh, as we talk about streaming. I guess right now, one of the things I'm curious about as people log in is what it is that you are watching right now. If you're watching anything on streaming right now, I'm just getting into The Boys on Amazon. If you haven't seen this, it's a Amazon Prime original, and it's an anti-superhero show. So far, it's pretty interesting. So it's, what would superheroes be like if they were a bunch of jerks? We're gonna keep it PG here. They're a bunch of jerks. Uh, but yeah, that one's been really interesting, and we're gonna talk about Amazon Prime a little bit as we go through this stream. But yeah, let me know in the comments what it is you're watching at the moment. Rodney, great show. Can't wait for season 2. Has it been greenlit? I haven't actually kept track. I don't keep track of the individual shows as well as I keep track of the services themselves, and so I haven't heard if it's actually greenlit yet. Yeah, it's really good. It's one of those ones that it's like Game of Thrones back in its heyday. Season 1, season 2, where everybody loved watching it, but it was really hard to recommend to most people because it's quite violent, among other things. Rodney, there is talk about season 2. Okay. Let's see. Finishing up Supergirl and trying to get caught up before the new season. Okay, Supergirl. I haven't actually watched that one. Where's that? That's the CW, isn't it? Let's see. The Village on Hulu. It's an NBC show in the vein of This Is Us. So is this like kind of a It Takes a Village? Like, yeah, it's all about family. I haven't heard of that one. NBC is going to be an interesting one to watch out for down the road with the streaming services. We're not really going to talk about NBC today, but we'll probably talk about some ABC stuff, obviously with Disney Plus. Oh, that's right. Netflix does get Supergirl. Thank you, Diana. So, all right, let's get started with the Disney Plus thing. Have you guys actually heard what's going on with this? I just about had my socks knocked off by the price point that was offered. I expected Disney to shave a few bucks off, $2 or $3 off a bundle, but they ended up taking off $5 from the total price. And so if what I'm talking about is Disney plus ESPN, Disney Plus and ESPN Plus and Hulu are all being bundled together. And so I can actually show you what we're looking at as far as the prices here. So here's what we're looking at. Disney Plus, $6.99. That's what we're going to pay on November 12th when it launches. We'll see how long that price lasts. But $6.99 for Disney Plus, $4.99 for ESPN Plus, and $5.99 for the commercial version of Hulu, meaning you have to watch commercials during your shows. So together that would cost $17.97, so call it $18, down to $13. They've shaved $5 off this bundle. This is an incredible amount of content that you're getting for $13, and not just an incredible amount of content, but Bob Iger in a presentation was talking about this, and he called this some sort of an amazing breadth of content. So it's not just about the 3 services, but you're getting Disney, you're getting Hulu stuff, and you're getting ESPN Plus, and so you're covering a lot of bases here with the 3 of them. So let me go head over to the comments here and see what we're looking at. Let's see. JKD says, I think that the Disney Plus bundle will be really popular for all the things it has. Yes, I agree. That's kind of what we're going to talk about more as we go through this. Do you think they'll do a more expensive bundle for the ad-free Hulu? Caleb, yes, I do. They haven't announced that yet, but I can't imagine that they wouldn't do that. But look, I'm not a business strategist. I wasn't, I'm not a fly on the wall in the Disney meetings, but I imagine that what they want to do is make an announcement like this and just blow everybody away, myself included, with this price point. $12.99 for this package, for this bundle package. And everybody goes crazy. We're all looking at that $13 going, of course I'm going to sign up for that. And then later they'll quietly say, yeah, and you can get the commercial-free version of Hulu. I think that's, $6 extra right now over the commercial-filled version of it. And so when that finally comes in, I imagine it would be $5 or $6 more to get the commercial-free version of this bundle. But yeah, I assume it would come in. Diana, I'm hoping Hulu Live with no ads and Disney Plus have an add-on option. Yeah, like I say, I'm pretty sure they will. So if we take a look at what this actually means, all right, so we've got a Disney Plus bundle for $12.99, and we want to see kind of how this stacks up against other services. In the title and the thumbnail for this video, it's kind of, I'm being deliberately inflammatory saying, Netflix is screwed. Well, maybe not. I think long-term, it's going to hurt Netflix a lot. Screwed might be overdoing it a little bit, overstating my case. But Netflix is right now at the same price point, $12.99. That's the middle of the road package. Netflix has 3 different packages. The $8.99 one is the standard definition plan. I can't think of any reason you would actually use the standard definition plan unless you were only streaming it on your phone, maybe. And so you didn't need it in, a high resolution. Maybe you have an old TV. I'm not sure exactly why, other than that, why you would get a standard definition plan, just because it looks terrible on modern televisions. So you need to get at least this $12.99 HD plan. The 4K one is, what is that, $16.99 for that one? I'm struggling to remember off the top of my head. But anyway, we're kind of sticking with this. $12.99 for that standard Netflix package is the same price point as Disney Plus. And as was mentioned earlier by, let's see, who was it? Yeah, JKD, saying, the Disney Plus bundle will be really popular for all the things it has. Yes, Netflix has a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong. They have a massive library now, especially since they've started building their own library. So they're not counting on licensed content from other sources. So they're building their own library. They've got a lot of stuff, but trying to compete with Disney Plus, it's going to be a tall order. If we look at let's see, let me back out of here for just a second. If we look at what Disney Plus is going to have available right at launch, it's pretty incredible. They've got 300 movies available at launch, plus 200 more in the first year. At launch, they're going to have 7,500 TV episodes. I'm not going to go through all the TV shows that they've got on there, but there are some good classic Disney Channel TV shows. Star Wars, they're going to have The Mandalorian full first season at launch, all three originals and all 3 prequel Star Wars movies, plus The Force Awakens, I believe, is on there. Plus, they're doing a new season of The Clone Wars. So if you're a Star Wars fan, they're bringing back Ahsoka Tano and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. They're doing the whole thing, a whole new season of that, 12 episodes. It's coming right at launch. Marvel, they're launching their first Marvel show, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, will be available at launch. All the other ones are going to be in year 2. So WandaVision, I can't believe they named it WandaVision. And then the Hawkeye one and Loki is coming in year 2. But there's going to be a ton of other stuff. Trying to think what else. Live action Lady and the Tramp reboot. The World According to Jeff Goldblum, which, if nothing else, will be highly entertaining by the fact that it's Jeff Goldblum. And then a Home Alone reboot that nobody asked for, but maybe we'll all watch. I don't know. Maybe it'll be great. The one question that I've got is when we're talking about the breadth of content available on Disney Plus, some of their promos they showed Once Upon a Time, which is an ABC show. So does that mean that they're going to open up all or a lot of other kind of modern ABC shows? So Grey's Anatomy, Modern Family, Blackish, a lot of stuff on ABC that could work well in this bundle or on this service, Disney Plus. We don't know exactly what it's going to be, but if we're looking at this this bundle, Disney Plus and Netflix at the same price, the amount of content that we're getting here for Disney Plus versus what we're getting for Netflix, it's almost no contest. If you have to choose one, you're going to go with Disney Plus almost certainly. Luckily, we don't have to choose one, but again, we'll get there in just a moment. Let me hop back over to the comments real quick. Let's see. I wouldn't be surprised, Caleb says, I wouldn't be surprised if the smaller services team up in bundles. Ooh, that could get interesting. I wonder about that. I suppose it's possible. So which services are you thinking of when you talk about that? Because one thing that we're seeing is all of the content, all the big content producers, the Disneys, the Comcasts, the Netflixes, they're all kind of pulling off from each other. They're siloing off. They used to do, there was this web of licensed content, and that's one thing that Disney Plus is going to struggle with for about the first 5 years, is a lot of their content is licensed out, and so they have to wait for those contracts to expire and claw that stuff back. But that's what they're all doing, is they're all kind of taking their toys out of the sandbox and they're going home to play by themselves. And so that's not where the trend is pointing, but I suppose that is possible, Caleb. Like Verve bundles, a bunch of anime, premium YouTube stuff. Yeah, that's possible. I mean, we're already seeing Verve pull a lot of that content into its umbrella. I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up kind of buying a lot of that out. Let's see. Will Disney Plus have cartoons I used to watch on Toon Disney? I don't know. Which ones did you used to watch? Maybe we can look at a list. Let me know what you used to watch. How Disney Plus, Hulu, $12.99, and get ESPN Plus for free. Yeah, basically. That's what it comes down to. Let's see. Caleb, like the smaller services, Roku, Pluto TV, free services may team up and go paid to offer better entertainment. Yeah, that's possible. I wonder about that, though, because Pluto and Roku TV and Tubi and all of those, they've carved out a really nice niche as a commercial-supported free provider. So I'm not sold on this. You've got me thinking about it, but I'm not sold on it. We'll see where it goes. Liam said, oh, hi, Liam. Hello. Do you think Disney will keep their content on cable and satellite providers? Yeah, probably for as long as those survive, which in their current form, I don't think will be for much longer. 10 years from now, I don't think that we're going to have cable and satellite providers in the same way that we have had for the last 20, 30 years. I'm not saying that they're going to go away. People have been preaching the death of radio ever since TV came out, but radio has survived. It just changes its form. And you can talk about that with any sort of medium, newspapers and magazines and all that sort of thing. Every time the new technology comes along, they say, oh, it's the death of the old thing. And I'm susceptible to, I say that, all the time with stuff. But what that really means is that it's the death of that thing as we know it. And so cable and satellite providers will not look the same as what we see now, with all these massive content producers pouring their content into those providers. I could see, give it 5 or 10 years, I could see Disney completely removing all of their content from other providers and just saying, nope, you got to stream Disney Plus if you want to use it, if you want to see it. George, Pluto TV is truly free. Exactly. They've carved out a nice niche. If you haven't watched our videos on top 10 free channels on pick your device, we've done Apple TV, Chromecast, Fire TV, Roku. Go check out those videos. Pluto TV comes up in almost all of them, if not all of them. There's a lot of ways out there to get free content if you actually want this stuff to be free instead of paying $12.99 for it. Scott, when can I sign up for the Disney Plus bundle? I'm not sure yet. They haven't announced a sign-up date yet. They're still just getting people pumped. Let's see, we have 3 more months until the service actually releases, so we'll see what they do with it. I think I missed one. Dustin, are you going to be able to download movies to devices? No word on that yet, as far as I've heard. I wonder if there will be a premium version, pay another $3 to $5 per month and you have the option to download. A lot of services do that, so we could see something like that. Kayla, Pluto TV needs a full TV guide. Yeah, they obviously they could improve. Anybody could improve. Let's see. JKD, is Disney going to put all their content on Disney Plus, or is it going to be just a select few shows and movies? Okay, so we talked about this just a few moments ago, but I'll run through it again. It won't be absolutely everything that Disney owns. That's not yet what this service is going to be about. But what we're going to have at launch is 300 movies, 7,500 TV episodes, and all of the content that I kind of talked about a few minutes ago. So Star Wars stuff, Marvel stuff, Lady and the Tramp, which I imagine will be a bit like the Lion King kind of photorealistic redo of that one. So there will be a lot of content, but it's not going to be all available. That is going to be all available, but there's more to come. So they're talking about after the first year, that 300 movies will turn into 500 movies. The TV episodes will go from 7,500 to over 10,000 in the first year. And then they're talking about doing 10 original movies and over 100, I can't remember what the number is, 100 original TV episodes. So call it 100 shows and 10 movies per year on Disney Plus going forward. Okay, so I'm going to come back to the comments in just a second, but let's go on with what we're looking at here, kind of Disney Plus compared to the others. So Netflix, I think they're looking good compared to Netflix. The $12.99 price point that's very strategically mirroring what Netflix is doing. HBO Max is coming. There's going to be a beta of that later this year. I think that's scheduled for November or December, and then it will officially launch early next year, I believe in Q1. So HBO Max is rumored to be at a $16 to $17 price point. We'll see where the actual price comes down, but if it holds at this $16, $17, well, it's okay. It's not the nice thing for HBO Max, potentially. I mean, we still have so many question marks with this one, but just branding it as HBO does something different. With Disney, they're trying to appeal to the whole family, right? Netflix is trying to appeal to the whole family, and you can do Netflix Kids, and you can have your kind of adult-oriented shows and whatnot. HBO is not marketed as something for the whole family. This is a pretty clearly adult-oriented content with the HBO brand. Again, I don't know exactly what they're going to do with HBO Max. We'll have to see what they do with it. But you could easily see them kind of, with their marketing and whatnot, really just targeting adults and trying to bring them in. You'd have young adults who are going to have a lot of water cooler conversations about certain shows. And Disney Plus may not be the place to what am I trying to say? You're not going to get Game of Thrones on Disney Plus, right? You're going to get the Game of Thrones kind of content, the Westworlds. That's going to be obviously on HBO, but stuff like that is going to be geared more towards the HBO. So HBO Max is going to appeal to a different audience. I think it's going to be a much smaller audience. We'll talk about numbers, I think, maybe in just a moment, but Disney Plus will crush the competition number-wise, but that doesn't mean the competition is going to go away. It's just that they'll have a much smaller subscriber count, if I were to guess. All right. Let's go on to do another one. So Prime Video, this one I think is actually really safe in the streaming wars. simply because Prime Video is tied in with Amazon Prime. If you shop online, you shop on Amazon. And if you shop on Amazon, you want that Prime free shipping or, 2-day shipping. Now it's coming down to 1 day. That's pretty sweet. But for Prime Video, it's actually, if you go month to month for Prime Video, I think it is $12.99 a month, just like the others. But most people pay annually, which is $119 a year, which comes out to $9.92 a month. So this one, if Prime Video, they've got a few shows. As I mentioned earlier, I'm watching The Boys right now and working my way through that. So every once in a while, they have a show that people talk about and people want to log in and watch. But for the most part, it's not a terribly strong streaming service by itself. But because it's tied in with Amazon Prime, everybody just has it. If you have the one, you have the other, and you don't want to give up the free shipping, and so you stick with Prime, and so you stick with Prime Video. I don't see Disney Plus killing off that one or even really hurting it too much the way that I see it digging into Netflix's subscriber base and possibly carving out from HBO Max's as well. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go back through some of the comments here. You guys have been busy while I was going through this, so I apologize for that. Let's see. All right. Scott Fleetwood. So I won't be able to watch Iron Man through Endgame. Not right away. They are bringing in, I know, Iron Man 1, Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, and Captain Marvel. Those are going to be available at launch on Disney Plus within the first year as contracts expire, as licenses expire for a lot of the other Marvel movies. They're going to bring those in. But they haven't licensed Captain Marvel. They haven't licensed Endgame. And so as soon as those hit video on demand, VOD, that's going straight to Disney Plus. So within a couple of years, I think we'll be able to watch the entire Marvel library right there. But it's not going to be right away. Let's see. Caleb, excited to eventually have Boy Meets World and Girl Meets World to show my future kids. There you go. Yeah, I grew up on Boy Meets World, so good call. Freeform shows on Disney Plus, rated TV 14. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Disney Plus, they are going to try to keep it family friendly, probably in the way that basic cable tends to do that. So that doesn't shouldn't surprise any of us, I suppose. Liam says, I guess it depends if Disney reviews their carriage agreements with providers. Yeah, I doubt it. At least in the long term. HBO Max, another good service. Agreed. I think it actually is really attractive so far. But again, there's a lot of question marks on that. Freeform has good relationship with Hulu. Well, Freeform is a Disney platform, and Disney is now the majority stakeholder in Hulu, and they have sole control over Hulu. So yeah, those are tied together pretty closely. Freeform shows on Disney Plus. Yeah, that's okay. So I see what you're saying. So Freeform shows would be on Hulu more likely than Disney. Yes, absolutely. I think you're right. Rick Johnson Obama is the kiss of death for Netflix. Okay. I mean, if maybe that means you'll unsubscribe. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to that. George, HBO Max has shows mostly on TVMA. Yeah, that's kind of to my point earlier. Let's see. See if there's anything I need to address. Will Disney and Hulu have a commercial-free option? We kind of talked about this earlier, so I'll just really quickly say yes, I think eventually they will. They just wanted to make a really loud announcement with the $13 a month, and then that gets everybody, including me, really excited for $13 for Disney Plus, and then they'll kind of quietly announce later that, yeah, you can get the commercial-free version of Hulu in this bundle, but what they don't want to do is announce that is an option at $18, because then people see that and they latch onto it, and they don't want to ruin the good press that they're getting with the $13 price point on the Disney Plus bundle right now. But if I were a guessing man, if I were a betting man, I'd say yeah, that's coming. So okay, what's your prediction for NFL Network and NFL Red Zone? I'm surprised it's not available on YouTube TV. I don't have one. I haven't looked into that enough or thought enough about that to have an opinion on that one. So sorry. Okay, so if we go back to our screen here, Disney Plus, Netflix, HBO Max, Prime Video, these are kind of going to be the biggest names on the block when it comes to on-demand streaming. I'm not counting any of the live TV streaming services. I'm not talking about Sling or YouTube TV or Hulu Live or anything like that. I'm just talking about on-demand streaming services. If we were to get all of these, the total on this would come out to $51.90. This is not a crazy price. If this is all of the TV, if this is all the entertainment you are paying for, then this isn't crazy. You could get all four and be okay. But I think the majority of households would probably carve one or two out to save a few dollars every month. And so if I were a betting man, I would say that Netflix and HBO Max will be hurt the most. Like I said, Prime Video is tied in with Amazon Prime, and you want that free shipping, so you're going to keep that around. Disney Plus is going to be a behemoth right away, and they're going to scoop up a ton of subscribers, and so that one is looking fine as far as I'm concerned. It's Netflix, which right now, if we just talk about the US, in the US, we've got 60 million Netflix subscribers. That is a huge number, but I expect Disney Plus to catch that. I've been eyeing that 50 million subscribers. When are they going to get 50 million subscribers? That's a big number, but Disney Plus, I don't think will have any problem getting to that 50 million number. Netflix thinks that they can get to 90 million. We'll see. I forgot to look up before I started this. I'll look up at some point how many households there are in the U.S. Maybe somebody can Google that for me and let me know on the comments. But how many households are there in the U.S.? What is the ceiling there? Can Netflix really get 90 million? I'm not so sure. But Disney Plus, I think within 6 months tops, they're gonna be rivaling Netflix really, really quickly. So, let's see. Caleb, I wonder if you can get. Oh wait, George, you're saying no ad on demand Hulu plus Disney Plus plus ESPN plus $20.99. Was that an announcement? Maybe I just missed that somewhere. Like I said, if they were going to announce it, they were going to do it quietly. So it's possible that I just didn't catch that one. I wonder if you get Hulu Live TV, you'll get a discount on the Disney bundle. Probably. I imagine they would. That's a discount on the Disney bundle. I don't know if they would discount it. It's already a pretty low price. But I would see them doing a bundle with Hulu with Live TV if you wanted to get the whole shebang and pay, $70 for Hulu with Live TV plus Disney Plus and ESPN Plus and all that. So yeah, I could see that happening. YouTube TV just announced that subscribers will get YouTube Premium at a discounted rate. Anything to keep those numbers going? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. YouTube Premium, I wonder how it's doing. I haven't seen any good numbers on that. Will Netflix move into the live streaming space? I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see a ton of point in it, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I guess we'll see. So let's talk about what one major advantage that Netflix has. And this is why I was saying, in my title, it's like, Netflix is screwed. Okay, I'm probably overselling that just a little bit because Netflix does have something going for it, and that is the fact that it is international. There was somebody in the comments a little while ago, forgive me, I missed your name, but you're saying that you get a Netflix 4K in Pakistan for like $2. That's great, and that kind of plays into what I'm talking about here. Netflix is already international, which is a big advantage that it has over Disney Plus. So in the US, if we just, draw a little bubble around the US, Disney Plus is going to easily compete with Netflix. They're going to dig into their subscriber numbers and pull some people away. I think, like I said, a lot of people will have both. It'll be very popular to have both of them, but for the people who have to choose between the two, I see more of them heading to Disney Plus. But what Netflix has is 90 million subscribers outside the US. So 60 million within the US, but 150 million total means that it's already international. Disney Plus doesn't quite have that capability yet. They, like I said, a lot of their intellectual property is tied up in with other services and whatnot, so they don't necessarily have the ability yet to make these things available internationally. Obviously, ESPN Plus, Hulu, which has a lot of TV shows that are not licensed to be shown internationally. So this bundle is going to be very difficult to make available outside the US, at least for the first little while. Call it the first 2 to 5 years. It's going to be really difficult for Disney Plus to compete with Netflix in the international market. So, is Netflix going to suddenly die and disappear? No, of course not. It is, in fact, too big for that. But, so does that make sense? I'm just kind of talking about the US market is going to swing pretty hard toward Disney Plus right away, but Netflix will be fine in the international market. Okay, so let me go back to the comments here, and we'll start to wrap this up. We've been going for about a half hour. So if you have any last questions, I'll let this run for another 5 or 10 minutes. We'll answer a few questions and then get out of here. So Kamran says, which show are you watching right now? Right now, I'm watching The Boys. I don't have the time to binge like I used to, and so, one episode a day, and I'll be finishing that up in a couple days. Let's see, Caleb, I kind of answered that. Holman, 25, will Netflix move to live streaming space? Talked about that. In Malaysia, has a mobile-only Netflix option for 17, well, what do you use in Malaysia? Please help me out. I don't know what your currency is off the top of my head. I'm not exactly a man of the world, apparently. Caleb, Google has also been internally discussing a Google Pass, rumored to be $100 a month. You get YouTube TV, YouTube Premium, and 5 free movie rentals per month. For $100 a month, I don't know. That doesn't sound terribly appealing at $100 a month. Call me crazy, but that would be a lot. Let's see. The advantage that Netflix has is making originals, foreign shows in almost every country. Yeah, totally. That and a lot of their licensing deals that are available elsewhere and are not available in the US. One of my favorite things to do when I travel, if I'm outside the US, obviously you spend all day going to whatever tourist destination and whatnot, but then you go back to your hotel at night and you're exhausted and you just want to veg out, and Netflix, wherever you are, has different content. And so when I was in France, I got to watch Homeland, which is a show. Is it on Showtime? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think it's Showtime. And it wasn't available on Netflix in the US, but it was available overseas. And so I'd binge Showtime while I was on vacation, or binge Homeland. Same thing with when I was in Sweden. I watched Annika Bengtsson, the crime reporter. Is this kind of detective show that I enjoyed and was only available there and not here. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Let's see. Rigget in Malaysia. Okay, thank you, George. Disney and its tiny mouse. All other streaming companies need to adapt, improvise, and overcome. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say that, but when you're dealing with a player as big as Disney, there's, it's I don't want to use that analogy. It's the mouse versus the elephant, and the mouse can improvise all it wants, but ultimately it's dealing with an elephant, and it's going to be really, really tough. Caleb, the amount of rentals is not set. Okay, redeemable on either YouTube or Google Play. So, okay, well, that's interesting. I'll keep an eye on that. I appreciate you pointing that out, Caleb. I'll see what comes out announcement-wise for that sort of thing. Watching all the way from Pakistan. There's a couple people from Pakistan. I appreciate you tuning in. That's great. I love having people from all over the place. Most of what we do is based around content that's available in the US, but if there is something that's applicable outside the US, we try to try to make sure that we talk about that as well. So anyway, I'm glad to have you with us. All right, let's talk about wrapping this up. I will, let's see, I'll leave the live stream going. So if you have any questions right at the last minute, even after I close down, you can throw some questions and comments in the live chat. Once the video is uploaded, you can also go and comment on the video file itself, and I'll be checking in on that in the next day or two. We are live streaming here basically every Monday nowadays, and so on Mondays, watch out for the notification. If you haven't yet, hit the bell icon by the subscribe button, and that'll notify you when we go live on Mondays. I'd love to have as many people here as possible. I love the conversation from everybody. So make sure you do that. And also don't forget to check the description below. We do a lot of giveaways on this channel in concert with Reviews.org, the actual website. And so we work together to do a lot of giveaways. You can go check out what they are giving away right now. There's a link in the description. All right, let's see. I am gonna call that good. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I will see you next week. I'm going on vacation. Usually I do videos every Wednesday and every Friday. This week we're only doing one more, so I think it's coming out on Wednesday. And I'm gonna take a day off. Thank you very much. But I'll be back next Monday with another live stream. So like I said, hit that bell icon and we will see you then. Thanks for watching, everybody.